Hi everybody. So in this video we're continuing to work on the upper longerons, which also contain the upper engine mount bracket. First we do a couple of small modifications, which is basically just making one cut along the side and then cutting off some tabs. After that I'm making a couple of specialty blocks here, and what we're going to do is we're going to be twisting the very front of these upper longerons ever so slightly. So you're going to see me mount them up into a vise here in just a second. There I am wearing my new Vans t-shirt. Vans came out new branding, a nice new logo, and I was able to pick up a couple of t-shirts. My only request to myself is to not tuck them in because I look awful. Everything else is tucked in except for where my belly is. Oh god, it's embarrassing. So, once you have these wooden blocks made, you put them into the vise. Now, the camera there really doesn't give it as good of a angle as it should, but it's not really that far. We're talking like it's only sticking out of the vise a total of like, I don't know, 2 feet. But the idea is that you need the front end, which is what you see me working with here, to have a 10-degree difference. So you mount them up, and then you measure it, and you say, okay, now I need to make it 10 degrees. Now, shockingly, the first one took about 5-6 minutes of bending, because you don't want to, you don't want to overbend it, obviously. And then the second one took about 20 seconds. Once they're all bent, the rest of the work just has to deal with placing the upper engine mount brackets, which are these beautifully milled pieces of metal that go in, and like the name says, basically these longerons go straight to where the upper engine mount holes go. So it just comes down to a bunch of match drilling, deburring, priming, and riveting up. And you'll also use a few Cherry Max rivets in this. Again, very stiff, very hard to put in. Some people use a pneumatic tool, and I don't blame them. And then after we're done with that, then we'll be working on the lower braces as well. So they're also called longerons, but they're just the lower ones. But we'll get to that in a little bit. First, we're gonna. I don't see it. I don't. You know what? I don't think I have any rantable material this week. No one's really been pissing me off, other than myself. Note to self: lose some fucking weight, fat. Look, it's not all my fault. Here's what happens. You get into your 40s and all of a sudden you're like, huh, I don't eat food anymore, but yet I'm fat. That makes sense. It's not fair. You spend decades building up wisdom and intelligence. Well, wisdom. And you're like, yep, you know what? I've earned my ability to enjoy life now. I'm smart enough to know what to do, who not to piss off, blah, 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 blah. And then what happens? It's just in time for your body to start going to shit. Glorious. That means only one thing. That means I'm going to have to start going back to the gym. Son of a bitch. So I guess the rant is against time itself. Yes, to evolution. Go yourself. Yeah, I know. We're out in the wild. We only live for like 35 years. But you would think... I don't know. Okay, look, we all know evolution's real, right? Now, I'm not for eugenics. Well, actually, I am. But, there's no reason we can't breed ourselves to be healthy and then just drop off. You know what I mean? Just like, okay, when you get to 20, your body gets a signal. Next thing it knows, it's going to be young until you're 85. Then just one day, your body just says, okay, you had a good life? Good, because you got a week to live, and then kaput. Sorry, just as I get older, I just get angry. I mean, it's just ironic because you don't really see that kind of behavior out of millennials. I mean, how can you be 25 and angry about anything? Though, you know what? I don't know. Maybe, you know what? Clean living. I'm just gonna have to go back to clean living. Which, as my ex-golfing buddy, Father Dan, Catholic priest, he would say, clean living, good whiskey and bad pussy. I miss Father Dan. Anyway, so these brackets are all done. Next week we're going to get into something really special. I've already done it. I've already got the video already saved up. I can't put out too much per week, but let's just say that next week is a red letter week. Yeah. So, thank you for joining me. Have a good weekend. See you soon.